Good evening and welcome to Wrasslecast with myself, Peter Metalhead, and my ever lovely co-host.
Me, Alpha D Dark Mac Raven. Hello everyone, and it's bloody hot in this room where we are, but it's also cold outside. So yeah, welcome to Wrasslecast, where we will be going over Hell in the Cell 2014. Now the last pay-per-view was Night of Champions, wasn't it? I think it was.
Yep.
Yeah, Night of Champions, which I call Night of Disappointment. And I'm afraid that disappointment has kind of clutched itself to me like a ball and chain and followed me over to Hell in the Cell. We were talking a little bit about this before the podcast. I thought the pay-per-view was a little bit of a letdown, whereas my other partner here thought it was actually alright to watch, which is weird for him to say, but there we go.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to get literally right into this now. Right, well, you can talk about the pre-show or whatever, because I didn't actually know about that, so you can just chat about that.
Yeah, this is the first month I'd actually not had the network, so watched it. It's on YouTube for free, not the pre-show, I think.
Was it? I thought they stopped that on the YouTube thing.
Well, when I brought up a stream of it, the stream led to YouTube, so
yeah, because I know they put the kick-off on YouTube, but I know since network come up, they stopped doing that, so maybe they kept doing that.
I'm guessing so, but either way, the network's coming out in England now, so I could do that. But yeah, they did, was it a Mizdow TV? I didn't watch that, I was just like, no, screw that.
They did that on main event, actually, Mizdow TV. Quite funny. Go on.
And then I skipped that, and I tuned in just in time for Mark Henry versus Bo Dallas, and I'm guessing it was the end to the feud and whatnot. Well, because Mark Henry just squashed him in like 30 seconds flat, and then Bo Dallas runs out the ring like with Mike all hurt and like, you're too violent. Technically, that way it means I won. So I'm now 5-0 over you. It's like, what? Okay, this feud's dead, mate. You know, I won't bother trying.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bo Dallas and fucking Mark Henry have had that, the little feud pretty much, where basically when he beat him, Mark Henry beat the shit out of him backstage.
Yeah, that's totally what a face does.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I mean, Mark Henry's turned heel now, hasn't he?
What a shocker.
Yeah, what a shocker, exactly. Which I'm actually okay with, because I think Mark Henry's better as a heel, so yeah. So the match was, literally 2 minutes long. He beat him, and then Bo Dallas just runs out, and that's pretty much what it was.
Hey, to be fair, last time when I used to watch it back in the day, when Mark Henry was face, he fathered a fucking he fathered a hand with a fucking 80-year-old woman. So
and then that hand came back.
Yep, on Raw Raw episode 1000 back in 2012.
Oh my God, giving Mae Young and that giving birth to that hand. That was. I remember watching that on TV and just thinking, what the fuck? When that doctor went, it's a hand, and then when Mark Henry gave his retirement speech, he goes, no, not with Mae Young. So we had that.
And then, do you want to take us through the opening match of the evening?
Well, we should also talk about, they have the panel, don't they, where Renee Young talks with basically the most pointless thing imaginable. They just like reiterate, it's like, hey, this feud is happening tonight. Yes, it is. Who do you think will win? Probably one of them. And it's like, no, they probably have the most lenient guesses ever. And we're thinking like, I think John Cena would do it, shucky ducky quack quack.
That was so good. It was awful.
We had Booker T, Alex Riley, and I think Paul Heyman. Now Paul Heyman's on it. That's the only reason why I brought this up, because I thought it was quite weird that Paul Heyman would go on something like this. And obviously all he mentioned was basically about his beast, destroying any of the wins out of John Cena and thingy. And I still think the wrong person won in that Hell in a Cell match. A lot of people were saying, Brock and Cena are now, the feud is ended, but many people say no, they're going to go on, and there we go. So alright, moving for the panel. Start on first match was Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro, 2 out of 3 falls for the Intercontinental Championship. Yeah. Now, right away, this was a disappointment. Now, a lot of people are going to oh shit, my notes just went really weird. Hang on, give me 2 seconds. Right, a lot of people disagreed with me about this, because the only thing I thought was a letdown with this is the fact that Cesaro did not get a fall at all. Ziggler got 2 clean falls, which was a little bit annoying considering I'm a huge Cesaro fan. So I thought, okay, they're going to do they're going to go typical one apiece, and then it's going to be basically the quick fall, then they'll get a quick fall, and the third fall will obviously be a long 20-minute match, what they usually do. But no, it wasn't that whatsoever. The match wasn't too bad considering. But he just had Ziggler get 2 clear falls over Cesaro, which is weird considering this was the first match for the Continental title, and it's not selling Cesaro very well for being champion, if I'm being brutally honest. So.
Well, do you want to know why that happened? Well, of course, this is a speculation to dirt sheets and whatnot.
Dirt sheet alert, yeah.
As you would say. Apparently they're punishing him for that article he did an interview for in the Liverpool Echo last month, because the WWE's coming to Liverpool to film Raw in November.
Yeah, November.
And have you read the article? He basically, I think he was just doing it kind of in character, but for some reason they took it the wrong way, because he just said, like, I'm the best wrestler in there, who wants to see John Cena and Randy Orton for the 500th time? I'm guessing, because, he's heel, so he's doing that in character.
Yeah, he's got slack people,
Well, apparently he wasn't doing it in character, or the head office didn't see it that way, because they're punishing him now so they made him lose 2 straight falls. And although I've not seen it, I've seen clips of some stupid shit he was doing in bloody Halloween SmackDown.
Oh, no, yeah. Cesaro faced Dean Ambrose in a trick or treat street fight match.
Yeah.
It was actually it wasn't too bad, that match, obviously.
I'm not saying the match is bad, I'm just saying, they're really fucking humiliating and putting that pumpkin on his head and giving it a
DDT him, so I suppose. And he got Jack dropped into pumpkins as well, so yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I have to say I did not know that they were...
Well, of course, like you said, dirt sheets, you always got to take it with a pinch of salt, because they may or may not be right.
Well, yeah, that is true, but at the end of the day, it's also the fact of some other people have obviously in interviews kind of went the wrong way, and they've been punished for the same things as well. So I did think it was a bit odd that Ziggler didn't get a fall, so I don't know, I think that might be maybe the truth of the matter, but I didn't read the interview, so I didn't know he was being punished whatsoever. But anyway, they still had a good match. Regardless, they still had a good match. Ziggler was able to get the first fall, I think, within 2 or 3 minutes. You might maybe have written that down when he got the first fall. I don't know if it says that.
No, because I thought, there's no point listing down the time to when the falls are, because, like you said, it should have been 1 fall apiece, and then they do
should have been, yeah, exactly.
Long-ass match, but then 2 straight falls. What's going on here?
Exactly. So this match was my second most looked forward to match other than Dean and Seth, but again, I thought it was kind of meh. It sucks if they are punching Cesaro. It does kind of technically suck, and I don't know if that means that he's not going to be a champion in the long run. I don't know. So yeah, Ziggler caught the first fall in 2-3 minutes, rolling up Cesaro. Then they basically fought at it again, which I assumed Cesaro was going to get another fall, but no, it didn't. It didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just reading through. Fight against fall. Ziggler works on Cesaro's arm through the match. Near fall kicks on Ziggler. Cesaro trying to put Ziggler away. And I spelled Cesaro so many times wrong when I've written it down. I've got literally 4 different spellings of the word Cesaro because I can't spell for my life. So I've got C-E-S-R-C-O, C-E-S-C-R-O, and God knows, man. I think it seemed like I'd been drinking when writing this down, but I hadn't. So Cesaro does a massive second rope suplex in this, which was
very awesome.
Wow, yeah. Considering Ziggler again, how taking suplexes and stuff like that, it's amazing how they can get up literally the next day after landing for something like that. So they both go back and forth. Ziggler keeps working Cesaro's arm, obviously. I think the match basically ends with Cesaro basically going for the uppercut. Ziggler falls down, hits the arm breaking and the zigzag, and then gets the win. So again, I thought it would have been a lot better, to be honest. I thought that could have been a lot better, and if they are punishing Cesaro for that, then I suppose. But yeah, not a bad match. Do you have anything to add about
that? Given the caliber of Ziggler and Cesaro, the type of matches they can put on.
Yeah,
it was a bit of a letdown,
it was. I'm gonna agree.
Yeah,
I'm going to agree with him in the article. There was a meme, Adam Rose on Facebook saying, "See you in Alton time all the time," which I thought was quite. Oh, you've seen it? Okay, I was going to put that on your wall, but good job I didn't. But I got to admit, at the end of the day, Cesaro does have a little bit of a point. When you see Cesaro and Ziggler, they've had amazing matches in the past. They are 2 talented wrestlers, and again, I've got my thoughts and feelings on Cena and Orton, which I'm not going to share here. I should, but I'm not, because I'm just going to get lots of hate. I'm not a huge praise of John Cena, and I know you. Orton, I don't really mind, but again, it's just 2 main eventers working the same match they've been working the last 10 years, which was Orton and Triple H was the same thing. So, it's time to step forward and let 2 new people follow in those footsteps, So, yeah. Right. So anyway, moving on, we go on to Nikki Bella and Brie Bella. So tell you what, so the loser, I think loser of this became the winner's slave for a month. It doesn't say the word slave, but it basically implies that basically they'd be a slave. So what did they say? It didn't use the word slave.
Personal assistant.
Personal assistant, that's it.
I was going to say, if they became a personal slave for a month, then, like, basically, by legality, slavery is illegal in America, so...
That is true, yeah.
So basically, like, whoever lost a match, like... they could just go, actually, I don't have to be your slave because slavery is illegal, bitch.
Exactly, bitch, yeah. And I'm not trying to offend anyone by saying the word slave, it's just obviously, basically, the loser will be the person's bitch for basically a month, and they say personal assistant, and if the person doesn't like it, they can quit WWE. Now, instantly, I honestly thought Brie Bella was going to come out on top of this, but obviously she didn't. Nikki Bella won. And... not a lot to say about this, but damn, these two probably had the best match I've seen between these two. Like, it was downright pretty good for them, to be honest.
I was genuinely shocked. You know how much I've hated the living fuck out of the program they've been having since SummerSlam. But before that, it was just, oh my fucking god, please let this fucking end. And yeah, I was quite surprised they actually put on like a competent match. I wasn't saying I was blown away by it, but I was like, I couldn't bring myself to dislike it either. It was just like,
no, nor could I. I mean, I didn't, after watching that, I thought, wow, the Bella Twins have actually put on something decent. Yeah, I just thought it was just going to be back and forth, like hair pulling and screaming, but I thought no, it didn't work. I think Brie hits a lot of powerful, good moves, and then she hits I think she does a suicide dive. Nikki hits her finisher on him, and Brie kicks out. I think Brie Bella also does like a really powerful drop kick. I mean, I think the match is only I'm not good at guessing time, probably 6 minutes long, typical TV match, but it was still
bang on.
good.
Bang on, 6 minutes 22. What a guess.
Wow, well, I guess, yeah. If I said the 22 minutes, you would have thought I'd looked it up, but no, 6 minutes, and then there you go. Obviously Nikki Bella hits a finisher again, so obviously Brie Bella becomes the personal assistant. You see later on during the show, obviously she asks her to get a smoothie or whatever, and then she ends up tipping it on her head or something like that.
And it's just like, hey, you guys put on a half-competent match. Great, go back to your fucking god-awful promos. Yay.
Yay. And then they do something on SmackDown where Brie was going to be in the Halloween Battle Royal dressed as Daniel Bryan, but then she says, no, you have to go picking up this well-expensive handbag that, is going to this country that's really far out, and you have to go in with like a pube beard, which looked like a pube beard. So...
yeah, I've not seen that SmackDown, but I've seen that picture of her, like, dressed as Daniel Bryan, which I was like... I didn't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I was split down the middle. Like,
I wouldn't have said just like Daniel Bryan. All she really had, she just wore a yes top and just had basically a beard on.
Well, yeah, and she also had his shin guards going on as well.
Did she? Oh, I didn't see that. Oh,
it was like a picture backstage. It wasn't like it wasn't like a still taken from the TV show.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you couldn't see her shins. You just see from the top half below. Not you'd want to anyway with Nikki's plastically fake tits. So yeah, wait. Start with the noise. There it goes again. But I agree with what Pete said. Again, this whole SummerSlam thing, they built it up with those hugely awful promos about, like I used Brie's lipstick, but I never told her, but now she does, those awful promos from Nikki Bella, like I never told her that. It's just like, please just find a knife, find Jason Voorhees, find Freddy Krueger, find Michael Myers, and please do the world a favour, but anyway,
don't leave out John Kramer though.
Oh yeah, and John Kramer, maybe even Predator, even get the Alien, get every, I don't know, serial killer known to man, even Jacob Goodnight, get him in and fucking, just completely, do something with her, I don't know, stick the phone down her or something, whatever.
Jacob Goodnight? Oh, fucking Kane's character from that god.
Yeah, was you thinking about who that was then for a minute?
Yeah, I was just like, Jacob Goodnight, who the fuck's that? I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. There was actually a good scene on SmackDown. There was you see basically the film Cena Over 2, which I've not seen, and you see Eric Rowan watching it with the mask on, and then Kane comes in, he sits down, Rowan pulls the mask up and looks in and goes, "You scared me," pulls the mask down, and they both just end up watching it, which I thought was a bit freaky, but there we go.
I might actually have to check out this Halloween SmackDown. It sounds passable for SmackDown.
Yeah, it's not bad. I don't know if SmackDown did a Halloween thing last year. They usually do a Christmas thing. I remember that because I remember Orton versus David Otunga in the street fight, and he completely blitzed him. So I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It honestly wasn't too bad. It was mediocre. So obviously Nikki Bella wins again. I'm assuming they may go to Survivor Series. I don't know. I mean, they're shown in the promo. I don't know. Did you obviously saw the promo, didn't you, for Survivor Series where they're all like walking forward? They're both in there, so I don't know. I'm assuming the match will lead to Survivor Series and then probably this group probably dead after that. Right, moving on. I move on to my notes went weird. There we go. To the Usos versus Gold and Stardust. Was this for the tag titles?
It was indeed. I prefer calling them the Dust Brothers. It's a bit easier than saying Goldust and Stardust. You know.
Oh.
The Dust Brothers.
So we move on to the Usos with Stardust and Goldust. It wasn't. I don't know, man. I mean, it was an average match. I mean, like, I felt a little bit bored watching this, to be honest. Like, I mean, compared to the Night of Champions match when they actually won titles, you know, it was like what it was. But I don't know, the match started slow. Gold and Stardust dominated most of the match. Match picked up towards the end, and then had some obviously flying Usos and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I felt quite bored towards it. I don't know about you, but
I was looking for something really good because I mean I've loved Cody Rhodes and Goldust. Like when they started up, it was just over a year ago now. At Hell in a Cell last year. And their match stole the fucking pay-per-view like last year's Hell in a Cell. This one was and just the amazing physicality as Cody or Stardust, whatever you want to call him.
Stardust. Yeah, Stardust. I mean, that's who he is.
Oh, he's Stardust. Yeah, sorry. Well, Cody Rhodes, whatever. And Goldust. Now, Goldust is absolutely amazing these days. I mean, he was never that. Well, he wasn't bad back in the day, but he was never as fast as he was these days. And now he's 45 and zipping about the place.
Yeah, it seems like now he's come back into this modern era. It seems like obviously his training's been a lot more intense and his moveset's been a lot more better. Yeah, I mean, like when he came back for the first time, he was a bit overweight before he left to come back to do before he came back again. He wasn't really all that really well. He seemed quite sloppy, but now he's teamed with Stardust and they've made a really good team. And I'm glad they're champions. They found the Cosmic Key. But I'm sorry, I didn't find a lot of. It was a typical match, not compared to Night of Champions. It was just very basic. I wasn't watching it thinking, oh yeah, we're getting a good team of the Usos versus Golden Stardust, but.
Yeah, the Usos are really doing nothing for me anymore. They're pretty much the John Cena of the tag team division. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. So, right, okay, so we move on to Orton and John Cena Hell in a Cell. Now, everyone assumed this was going to be the main event. I know I did, I know probably loads of other people did, but it wasn't. So when they announced it, I was just like, flipping out. It's not going to be the main event. So like,
yeah, I just nearly shit my pants. I felt so euphoric, like I just hit, like launched about like a half a litre of heroin into my fucking veins. So I was just like, Cena on Hell in a Cell. It's not the main event. Oh, what's going on?
You had some like really down face, but then when you realised it wasn't a huge grin just just spat upon your face. So
I just felt. I think that's the reason why I like the pay per view. Not like it, but I was like, it's just that good feeling from there on in for the rest of the pay per view. Just didn't leave me. I was just like, fucking Cena on. They're not main eventing. Yeah. This is like a golden age.
It was good. I mean, it was good to know that. It was good to see, because obviously their Hell in a Cell match wasn't going to be shit compared to like Dean Amber. I mean, we all wanted to see Dean and Seth. Really. That's everyone wanted to see. I don't think really anyone wanted to see Orton and Cena in the Cell. And if you did want to see Orton and Cena in the Cell, you're lying to yourself. Yeah. Seriously, not to insult you as a fan, not to insult you as a member of the universe, but I'm sorry, you're lying to yourself. You wanted to see Dean and Seth more than you wanted to see this one. So, and there goes the wolf chasing the sheep. Sorry, there's Minecraft on in the background.
So, we can quickly sum this match up. John Cena, Randy Orton have a bit of back and forth. They get a table out. Somebody goes through it. Cena wins. Lol.
Yeah. Right. Move on. Right.
So somehow that filled up 25 minutes. I don't even.
Yeah, I think it was mainly due to the slowness of Orton. Yeah, so the Cell starts. Pretty much they do use a table. What were the spots actually in this match? Because there was a table spot, wasn't there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's all I can remember. I
think there was a few chair shots. I think they used the steel stairs. I don't know if Orton does the RKO on the stairs. Probably not. Maybe I just wrote that down wrong. I think they had some finisher kick-outs. I think Orton kicked out the AA or Cena kicked out the RKO or something like that. So, and it's just annoying now because that whole out of nowhere thing with Randy Orton, those vines are going around everywhere. Even when I went to games to pick up K15, they were talking about it in there. It's just like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, they got all funny like literally 20 minutes after like everyone started posting them.
And now they're doing. I've seen Shawn Michaels ones.
Stone Cold, yeah.
Stone Cold. I've seen the Dudley Boys one where some trampolinist goes into a table and the Dudley Boys come out. So. I'm not sure if it's the same guy making all of the different ones.
Nah, there'll be like hundreds of different people doing it.
Yeah, probably. So a table spot's used. I think it ends with basically Cena doing the AA through Orton through a table on the second rope. Yeah, I think that's how it ends. Yeah, I personally think Orton should have really gone over. I think we want to see Orton as the face. I want to see Orton and Brock Lesnar. We've had Cena and Brock Lesnar. We know that, but it's all Cena. I could have beat the Beast. I almost beat the Beast. Now let me face the Beast. So now I think, I don't know, I think this match was basically I don't think it was said, but I can't remember. Was it said that whoever won this match was going to face Brock Lesnar next, wasn't it? Was that the stipulation for this one? I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, whenever the fuck, this Lesnar decides to turn up again, that is, yeah.
Don't shoot first. I'm reading that he's not turning up till January. I think
Royal Rumble, fucking hell, that's ridiculous. I thought it'd at least be Survivor Series, but no, it's like they're doing a program with like John Cena versus the Authority, in a Survivor Series teams. It's like, oh well, shit, great. I hope there's no way they could like keep shit going on like past TLC. Like maybe Lesnar's got to turn up for TLC at least.
It's got to, yeah. I mean, he's got to at least show up at some point. I mean, you can't just not. Because I know, I remember on the panel, Paul Heyman saying that, if the winner will go on. So basically this was a number one contender spot, essentially. So, but, apparently he's not coming back, till January, apparently. That's when he's next rearing his ugly head, so I don't really know. So anyway, So Orton Cell Cena match wasn't really even that much of a match realistically. The Cell didn't even really have a placement. It didn't feel like Hell in a Cell match. It just felt Orton, Cena with a cage on top of them. They used the table, they used the chair, they used the step. Didn't need the Cell. I don't think they even used the Cell. I can't even really remember. But there we go. So let's move on. Move on into you can talk about this one. We move on to Sheamus versus The Miz for the US title.
Alright. But I can pretty much sum it the way the last match is like Sheamus defeated The Miz. That's it. There's nothing memorable in that match for me whatsoever. It was just like, again, it was a competent match. No seriously fucked up spots or anything like that. It's just they did each other. It's like there you go, and Sheamus wins, lol. But what was quite, I was pissing myself laughing with because everyone's behind this Damien Mizdow gimmick. I've not disliked it, but I've never been like. But every time I see it, every so often, he's copying what he's doing in the ring. Sometimes it's funny, other times it's just like what. After this match, I was fucking losing it. It was funny as fuck.
It really
Sheamus picks up the the knocked out Miz and like starts waving his arms and like Sandal's like
responds.
Then Sheamus chucks Miz over and then like Sandal falls over and it was funny as fuck.
It was funny as fuck. Yeah. I'm actually behind Mizdow. I would prefer it if Damien Sandow was on his own, personally, because I think the guy is a talented wrestler and everyone's going to think, what Damien Sandow? Yes, the man is a very talented wrestler. Regardless of what you think about him, he really is. Look at him before he came to WWE, so, I think he's doing Mizdow really well. I like the way that he copies it. I like the fact he does moves, outside the ring. I just think it's fun. Even the crowd, they keep saying, we want Mizdow. And stuff like that. So, completely throwing this off while we're talking about Halloween SmackDown. There was a Dud Shoot alert that they were going to be doing Adam Rose and the Bunny at some point doing the tag team titles. And we had an Adam Rose segment backstage on SmackDown of him going knocking on doors and going trick or treat, yeah, whatever. And then you had an R-Truth one with a really weird haircut, the same haircut he's got on 2K15, come out and say, oh, for God's sake, I'm feeling cold. Go away. Right. So he came out and said, yeah, it's the bunny, I love the bunny. He goes like, if you think about that, then maybe like the bunny's overshadowing you, you know what I mean? Like people like the bunny and don't like you. He goes, I'm not worried about that truth. So they kind of, I don't know whether they're trying to split Adam Rose and the bunny up, but if you watch the segment, you'll see what I mean. You have to watch to see what I mean, but it seems like they're kind of stirring the pot, you know, sort of thing. I don't know if they are. I mean, personally, I don't like the whole fucking bunny thing anyway. I liked it at first, but the fact is that it's been acknowledged more, and they've had Bunny Mania, I think, trending twice on Raw, I think. So, anyway, yeah. Sorry, we were talking about SmackDown. Moving on. So, so Miz is setting this again. You summed up pretty well. It was a pretty okay match, actually. I rather enjoyed it more. I enjoyed it more than the tag match, but unfortunately, Miz didn't get the title, which was the same as, but the dirt sheet alert. Oh my god, so many dirt sheets alerts in this one. There's apparently Rusev is getting it because on SmackDown, I think Rusev did a promo. Sheamus come out, and that's going to be his challenger. And the spoiler is that Rusev going to take the US title. So yeah, so obviously we still have an Irish Cena as champion. Now I'm not.
It seems stupid. They should have done that back at SummerSlam, and then Jack Swagger wins the title off Rusev. You know,
and then that would have been sold We the People even better than what it's been doing now. But again, you know, we're not part of the creative team, are we? You know, we don't exactly know what other people would enjoy.
Instead, what we had was a flag match. The stipulation is if you win, you can wave your flag.
Yeah, which that wasn't even said. The whole waving the flag after the match was not even said, uttered one word. Even the commentators were highly confused about what the hell, you know, they were doing. You know, I don't even think the new guy knew what was going on. So, you know, there we go. Right.
So us being English people who don't give a shit about American patriotism can actually book an American patriot storyline better.
Yeah.
That's just God, really.
I don't mind like the whole Russia, you know, versus America thing, you know. I mean, UK. I mean, as a person on UK, I watch it, just think, same old shit, because you know I'm not American. I can't, you know, get behind this storyline as much because I'm not American and not Russian. But I'll still watch it. I'll still enjoy it. I'm not going to sit back and go fuck America, fuck Russia at the same time, you know, because I'm not like that. But I just think, you know, it would have been better to maybe get that title on Swagger and then, you know, get it on Rusev at the same time. But so I'm assuming Swagger, Rusev's going to get more heat. He's going to end up getting the belt. I'm kind of happy with that anyway, because people are supposed to use an axe and chopping down a tree. Because I don't like Sheamus. I do like Sheamus, but I don't. He's just been a squash matcher for months, and I've said this in previous podcasts. He's the most pointless US champion in the history of US champions, and I was just trying to think the other day who else has had that belt more uses, more pointlessly than him. I don't know. Goldberg? Maybe.
Obviously we're talking about like when it was originally back
I'm talking about in the history of, I'm talking about any era, any year, you know, back when it was WCW, when it was officially, realistically a WCW. But, I suppose Goldberg, I guess, alright, I kind of a little bit forgot. You're talking about proper Goldberg, not Gilbert or anything like that.
No, Goldberg. Gilbert had he was in the WWF, and also he had the light heavyweight championship.
Oh God! I just people look back and go, "Yeah, classic moments of WWE." Gilbert. I just look back and cringe. You know, that wasn't really good. So anyway, moving on. So again, US title, not a bad match. Obviously didn't have the outcome I wanted to. I don't even know why they're making the Miz go after the US title when he was just going after the Intercontinental title again. It's just like bad booking for the Miz, making the Miz just go after two main mid-carder belts, but because he's got nothing really much better to do, to be honest, so they're just going to stick him after. You know, what should we do with the Miz next week? I don't know. What's Sheamus do? I'll book him in a match, you know, essentially. So, right, moving on. We had a any listeners for this, we may think that every time we do this, one of us is either hateful a lot towards this. It's either me or it's either, you know, Jack with the Bella Twins, or me or either Jack with the Bella Twins again. You know, so we're not trying to be hateful. I mean, most of you probably watch this podcast and think, why the fuck are you watching WWE if you hate it so much? Like, why are you paying for the pay-per-views? Why are you getting the network? You know, because I'm not trying to be hateful. I do love wrestling. I've always loved wrestling, the same as this guy here. Probably not as much as me, but there we go. But I can't help it. I'm not going to be one of those people that say, oh, I love everything WWE do, because I don't love everything WWE do. They annoy me. You know what I mean? I like to think.
And plus, the point is, you're paying for a product, and if they put out a shitty product, you have a right to complain. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm not going to like everything about it. It's like X Factor. If they went on X Factor and they all complimented every fucking dancer, then what would be the point? Where, you know, people, when Simon Cowell goes, I think you were good, but I think you could have been better, everyone boos him. It's like, why? It needs criticism. If he just complimented everyone on the show, then it wouldn't be point having a fucking show, would there? So I don't hate.
Well, there's no point of having the X Factor anyway. But you know, I get your point though.
Yeah. I was just thinking something like a competition that involved judges. You know what I mean? So like, obviously they get a lot of like good comments, but they need bad comments as well. Same with wrestling. You know, I'm not gonna. A lot of people thought how the show was good. Well, no, I didn't think it was good personally. Do I think Survivor Series is gonna be or going to be good, I don't know. They've already booked a match, Authority versus John Cena. Is that going to be good? Probably not, but, I'm going to tune in and watch because it's free on the WWE Network for just $9.99. No, sorry, for just $6.25. So, there we go. Anyway, moving on. I just thought I'd put that out there because I know some people might be listening to think, I don't know why I listen to these two just basically bitch at WWE all the time, but we have said a lot of good things about it, So, anyway, moving on, we go to Big Show and Rusev. You can talk about this one because I've not got a lot to say about this.
Yeah, well, I've not got too much to say about it, but I actually enjoy it. It's the first Rusev match I've watched because I actually kind of half enjoyed. It's been that last what was it? Was it Night of Champions with Mark Henry? Oh, god awful! Just comes out, he starts crying when Lillian Garcia sings the national anthem, and it's just
why? What the fuck?
And then it's like doing this weird Patriot gimmick. There's this guy called Jack Swagger who's got the Patriot gimmick. You don't have to force it onto other people.
Yeah, exactly. It's just go on.
But yeah, it was fucking Big Show actually made Rusev look really good for a change, and not just it made him look good by counting down to him, as everyone does.
But
he actually put on a bit of a half decent, big guy versus big guy match, which a lot of times doesn't work too well, but it worked pretty well with this.
I'll tell you what, if you've ever seen Kane versus the Great Khali, my god, that never worked well. Oh my god. They had a match on fucking ECW, I think they did, a big four-way dance. They had Big Daddy V, rest in peace, versus Kane versus Khali, then I think versus Mark Henry, and you would have thought, oh my god, 4 big superstars at once. It was probably the most awful match to this date. It really was. It was bad, man. I mean, like you said, when you got Goliath versus Goliath, sometimes they're not always going to come out great matches. But you are right. I agree with what you said there. Yeah, they did actually make it look a decent match for Big Show, because I don't think Big Show's overly as good as he used to be, and there's not a lot he can do. But I mean, Rusev has to obviously try his best. I mean, this is a 7'4" giant, so obviously he's not going to go in there and just crush him like he would our Truth. He has to do what he can, and I think he worked on his legs. So I think the match started out with Big Show was dominating, making it seem, and then Rusev comes back and working on the injured legs. We see Mark Henry come down. Trying to support his friend, and then we turn out later on, obviously Mark Henry betrays Big Show on Raw and slams him, and he tries to get some retribution the other week on Miz TV on SmackDown, but that doesn't work either. So they're doing, this weird thing, but the match wasn't too bad. I'm glad Rusev won, obviously. I'm getting a little bit sick of his undefeated streak at the moment anyway, but I suppose when you think about it, Rusev, for the type of gimmick he is, he needs some sort of undefeated streak anyway, because he's just beaten Big Show, he's beaten Mark Henry. There's not really many people that could probably put him in his place unless he went forward to Brock Lesnar at some point. I mean, do you think Rusev and Brock Lesnar in a match, would you think that'd be worth watching?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but apparently the dirt sheet alert plans the plans for WrestleMania next year apparently is Cena versus Rusev, so I'm guessing they're going to keep the streak. If that match does happen, I'm guessing they're going to keep the streak alive till then, and at least Cena won't be in the main event, so that's always a plus.
Yeah, I don't want Cena to end Rusev's streak though. He's always doing everything, I'm surprised. I mean, I'm glad he didn't end the Undertaker streak. My God, I think I would have given up on wrestling. Let them give up on life if that had happened, So I think Rusev's on the way. He is a good wrestler. A lot of people don't like him. Oh, he's just some untalented Rusev. No, Rusev is a very talented wrestler. Just because WWE are giving him a job where he just wins all the time doesn't make him a shit wrestler. That's what I don't like about most fans. They just think, oh, he's just a fucking crush match all the time. Yeah, but look outside the box, It's a little bit more than just that. Rusev comes like you say, no Vince, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to lose to R-Truth tonight. I'm going to lose to Heath Slater, It's not going to happen, He has to control a gimmick. He's gimmick. I will admit the whole Russia versus USA thing, I've not been too keen on that, but because I'm a UK person, But there's not much more he can do. They gave him a fake medal, which again I thought was a little bit stupid, and just giving him other things, But yeah, so good match regardless. Okay match between Big Show and Rusev. I'm assuming we're probably going to get, I don't know if we're going to get any more Rusev versus Big Show matches now. I'm assuming it's going to be Mark Henry versus Big Show at Survivor Series. I'm pretty sure Big Show challenged Mark Henry, so he needs to just wait for the answer. So what about Big Show and Henry? Do you reckon they can do a good match or not?
No.
No.
Sorry, yeah, there you go. I'm not going to go into it. I don't think so.
You just don't think so? No. I mean, we've had Rusev, we've had Henry and Big Show matches before, rivals. So I mean, just go back again on the network for only 625. You'll see some of the previous feuds they've had, and it wasn't good back then. So there we go. Right, moving on. Oh god, we move on to again another second Diva match. As I said before in previous podcasts, they're now doing 2 Divas matches on Raw, 2 on SmackDown, and 2 on pay-per-views. So second to last main event. Give me 2 seconds. Wow,
do you want me to tell you? It's
No, I know what it is. Yeah, no, sorry, my phone was going off. The match was Paige versus AJ. Paige versus AJ, and
correct.
In my opinion, this was probably the worst match Paige and AJ have ever had. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know why. I just couldn't get into this match. I wasn't feeling it as good as they could have been. It just felt... I don't know what it was. I was sat there, watching it obviously the next day because I can't be able to stay up and watch it all night. But I was watching it, sat there just thinking, okay, Paige and AJ, cool. It's probably going to be a good match. There's always 2 good matches these 2. I just thought when it ended, I just thought, wow, that's probably the worst match Paige and AJ have had. And it's not because they were botching or because it was drawn out. I had this weird feeling that this just didn't feel like a Paige and AJ match. It just felt it was like written last minute, to be honest. I don't know why. AJ dominated the start, Paige then dominated most of the match again. Again, back and forth like it normally is. But the crowd seemed pretty dead as well during this match as well. The crowd didn't seem to back Paige or AJ during this. I don't know whether they're just sick of seeing these 2 go at it. Why have I put Miss Fox? Paige goes outside the ring. No, go on.
Because Alicia Fox was Paige's manager, wasn't she?
Oh yeah, true. Miss Fox gets her back into the ring after obviously thingy. AJ obviously turns over, hits the Black Widow, Paige taps out, and then Paige obviously showing Miss Fox, I hate you. I've always hated you, which was weird because she was like loving her on Raw or the next day, which was whatever. So yeah, what do you think? What did you think of this match?
Yeah, I was disappointed as well. I was looking forward to a decent AJ Lee Paige match because those 2, as AJ Lee said, she is the savior of the women's division, or Divas division, should I say?
Yeah.
And Paige has been the new savior of it as well, while AJ Lee was away like marrying Punk and
doing
other stuff. I can't think of anything.
Just doing that, just having a period, doing anything.
And they put on also matches themselves before, and it was just meh.
Yeah, it was. It just felt like someone had just thrown up in my mouth, and now they just expect me to swallow it. I was like, well, WWE, no, I'm not swallowing that Paige and AJ match. It was, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel good to me. I don't know what it was, and I don't know if they're going to be doing another match at thingy. But so I don't know. It's just it's weird to say. So, but yeah. But AJ and Paige are obviously the 2 talented divas on the roster. I don't think they're going to get any better. Followed by Natalya. I think she's good, and sometime a little bit Alicia Fox. I think, regardless of what people say, I think she's an okay wrestler. She's had some pretty decent matches. She's had one with AJ, I think, on Raw. Had one with AJ on Raw, and it turned out pretty well. So there we go. So yeah, right, and we move on. We move on to the main event. God, we move on to the goodness. This is the part where we actually praise it and we give ourselves Viagra, and we've got happy thoughts, now sad thoughts. So we move on to Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins in Hell in the Cell. And like I said earlier in the podcast, I think everyone was waiting for this match regardless. I think even like the younger generation, the older generation, everyone I think was waiting for this match. So this was Hell in a Cell, and this was a pretty fantastic match. It was a really good match. I enjoyed it all. The ending as well. I loved the ending more. Yeah, obviously because both Bray Wyatt fans. So it was different. It was definitely different. This is obviously the start of Bray Wyatt's push anyway. And again, he had that smoky lantern again on Raw. You just jumped on Iron. They had that smoky lantern on Raw. So no, he didn't. So the match starts off. Obviously, Dean Ambrose has the cane around him. And yeah, so he looks at the cell and thinks, you know what, I want to start on top. So he goes on top of the cell. Instantly, I was like almost semi-erect as soon as he got on top of that cell, because I thought, wow, they're actually doing a match on the cell. Now, regardless, obviously, no one's going to fall through the middle, no one's going to get chucked off. You know, we're not going to see.
I was calling because I was live chatting with a friend when we were watching it, and I kept saying about the pay-per-view because. It's like, yeah, they're obviously going to do a spot off the cell, and not like directly off, but like they're going to at least hang on the side and fall off or something.
Yeah, exactly. We're not.
And I was right.
Yeah, exactly. You were right. Oh yeah, you didn't make any bets to this pay-per-view, did you?
No, I'll do it for the main ones like WrestleMania, SummerSlam, you know.
Oh, I thought you might have done it for most of them, but yeah, there we go. You should have made a bet seeing who was going to win, you know. That would have obviously maybe got some, maybe like 2p back or something. I don't know.
The problem is if it ends in a whatchamacallit, you know, a dusty finish, you know, like neither person win or whatever. Well, then again, actually, technically, Seth Rollins did win technically, but. But there you go. Either way, let's not talk about my gambling problems.
I didn't say problem. You said problem.
It's a problem. I gambled twice this year. I put a bet on WrestleMania, which I won, and a bet on SummerSlam, which I didn't.
Obviously, it's a problem, but yeah, there we go. No, I reason brought it up because I know other people were talking about on the group on Facebook. I was talking about the gambling, the betting like thing, and people were putting bets on and stuff. Hell, I might even maybe do it one day, you know. So there we go. So obviously, we're never going to see the old Undertaker and Mankind again. The throw that throw off the top of the cell was the one and only time they were ever going to do it. We're never going to see that ever again. So I've read some comments of which I'm not going to name from certain people saying that they thought, you know, they're going to fly off the cell. He's going to throw him off and stuff. And I'm just thinking, no, you're an idiot. You know, you're the R word. I'm not going to say that word.
Retard.
Okay, cool. All right, well, you go down that road. But I don't want to, be like that to people because people need to think about things sometimes. Not want to do that. It's obviously at risk. Yeah, I know. Oh, they still jump out, you know. So Dean gets on the cell. Seth Rollins comes down. He comes down with Joey Mercury and Jamie Noble again from the dirt sheets. It said that they were going to be used a lot more, and obviously that is. They obviously advised Seth Rollins to not go up the cell. He goes like, no, don't do it. So what does he say? You go up there. You go up and get him. Yeah. You typical heel, you know. You go up and get him. So they're obviously going like, wow, we're going to do this? You know, are we really going to do this? So they get up there. Dean Ambrose is loving this, by the way. He's out there. He doesn't give a fuck that two men are going to come get him. Two wrestlers are going to come get him, you know. He doesn't give a shit. He's got a smile on his face. He's a lunatic fringe, you know. I actually hate that fucking nickname. He's unstable, you know. Like, it's like, I still love that on Raw when he's giving away all these t-shirts and he goes, how dare they call me unstable? You know, so he's happy. He's got the Kindu stick anyway. So he ends up beating both of them down. And then Seth Rollins goes out, he jumps, typical heel, boo, jumps in from behind, you know, and then obviously they get the bare hand, they go to throw him off the cell. Seth Rollins says, you know, I'll throw him off the cell, he stops him, and then, doesn't he like suplex, like Jamie Noble, like up on the cell or something? I think he likes that suplexing, which is like quite good, you know, and there's Michelle whining, oh, what if they fall through? I was like, we're not going to fall through, it's mentally structured, it's physically structured, you know, that they're not going to fall through, you know, so.
I didn't say that.
You did say that.
I did not say that.
You were kind of worrying that.
I did not say that.
Liar.
First time on this podcast we've had a marriage.
She said it. She sort of
marital bout.
Marital bout, yeah. So anyway, so then they end up getting down, and then they cling off the side like Klingons, you know, like when you forget to wipe your ass off. They cling on the side. Sorry.
So I'll just cut in over you there, Raven. Just like to say, but yeah, well, yeah, as you said, come down the side of the cell because we had to restart because Raven was having technical problems. Mike kept cutting off, but yeah, so yeah, they land on the tables, the stretchers come out, you know, and it's all like, oh shit, they're really selling this well, and then like it was kind of obvious what was going to happen, you know, like literally as soon as they get like. I think Rollins went up first, via the stretcher, and then Dean Ambrose came up with a stretcher. He's like just immediately jumped up, and then he was like, "Screw you!" Grabs Seth Rollins' stretcher, wheels him back down to the ring, and then the match actually starts.
Yeah.
Because I was quite shocked, you know, because I've got the times of the matches here. Yeah. It says John Cena Randy Orton 25 minutes, Seth Rollins Ambrose 13 minutes.
13?
Yeah, and I just realised, it's because the match technically didn't start till...
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, technically, I was going to say, fucking hell, that didn't feel like 13 minutes of watching that. So.
Yeah, I felt like I got a solid half an hour or so.
So, yeah, it probably was at the time. So, while they're hanging off the side, obviously, like, I think you said, one thing I want to say is that it was very weird when, obviously, he knocked Seth Rollins off, because you can deliberately see Dean Ambrose jumped as well at the same time, which looked like really weird. And
because he's the lunatic fringe, Maggle.
Yeah. Did you call it Margot? What?
Maggle.
Maggle. Alright.
That's the way JBL pronounces Michael, Maggle.
Oh, Maggle. Oh, yeah, Maggle. Yeah, Maggle. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, all that, yeah. So he falls off, and if you actually watch the table crash, Seth Rollins really hurts his back as well. Like he says, they get the stretchers out, obviously, and everyone's like, boo, this can't end, boo, and then obviously, right away, you can tell that Dean Ambrose is going to get up and go, we ain't ending it here, we are not ending it here. So they get in, and the match officially starts. Let me just grab the notes for a second. Hang on. So what did they do actually in the match? I can't really remember.
Well, it did spots. It was basically just mostly weapon based.
That was right. Yeah.
Awesome moment when Dean gets the chairs, bringing up the June incidents. When a Shield broke up, it's like, he yells out you stab me in the back, you son of a bitch. It's like wax him with a chair and. And then, problem is, most of it wasn't a problem, but it was just a bit of back and forth, like Dean kicking the crap out of Rollins, then Rollins getting over a bit more, but then, Dean just puts him back in his place, and then he goes under the ring and gets 2 cinder blocks.
No, before that happens, there's a bit more happens before that. That's the end spot. Obviously he sits down on the chair and starts beating him with the chair. He gets out a table as well, which is used, which Seth Rollins ends up running power bombs Dean into the table, which was into the cell.
I totally forgot about that spot.
That was brutal as well. I think they ended up using the cage as well. I think Seth ends up grinding Thingy's face off the stage as well. So they did have a lot of good spots in this match, considering. I'm just reading through now. Sending it into the cell. Both considering match starts. So this is hang on 2 seconds. Yeah, chair shots, a few tables as well. Leading to Dean jumping. Oh yeah, that's right as well. Dean at a table outside the ring, lays Seth across it, and then he jumps on him with an elbow drop as well. So that was pretty good. Yeah, Dean also gets out a screwdriver as well, and I think he starts to screwdrive him, but obviously Seth gets out of that. Later we see Kane show up, ends up fire extinguishing.
Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, it was just out on instead of the RKO from that one, it was like Kane out of nowhere.
And he's coming to put out a fire out, Yeah. Rollins picks obviously Dean up, then slams him through the table in the cell. They fight more. Dean kicks out of. I've written down here. Dean kicks out of Seth Rollins' curb stomp, which must have obviously happened. Dean then hits Dirty Deeds, which is obviously the DDT Dirty Deeds, not the Fuss Dirty Deeds, and then hits Seth with the briefcase. Then obviously, that's what Pete was saying, he gets the cinder blocks, and now he's going to go and stomp his face into the cinder blocks to get him back. And now, before he goes to do that, the lights go out.
Yeah, and the thing is, I was watching on the stream, because I don't have the network at the minute, but
so
it's launching tonight, so I'll get a hold of it again. Yeah. It launched in the UK, I mean.
Yeah. We'll go through that.
And then I thought the stream was fucking up because I had some problems with it earlier in the night, you see. So I was like, oh fuck, this is he's about to curb stomp and the fucking stream's gone tits up. And then the chant starts it's a Bray Wyatt moment. Oh, that's cool. No worries then.
He genuinely thought, oh my god, imagine if you weren't watching with the sound really minimal. My god, you probably would have refreshed it and looked for another one.
I was nearly considering that till I could still hear the audio going on. I was like, oh, hang on, it's probably. Yeah, it was, what happened next was fucking awesome. Lights come back up, or at least they turned the camera back on, because obviously I think the audience could see what the fuck's going on, but...
I think the lights do go out in the arena. They do, it does go out. I've had that myself. Yeah, they don't just turn the camera off. Obviously, the lights do go out.
They black out the camera for the live broadcast as well as turn the lights off.
Yeah, turn the lights off. Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously everyone's getting their phone out or doing flash photography, so
so they can
still kind of see what the fuck's going on.
I'm assuming Dean was just hiding. Bray was just hiding under the ring or something. He must have got it away. So obviously, the lights go out, you hear this real, like, I don't know, you hear this weird, like, foreign kind of gibberish been saying. Lights come...
I think it was reverse Latin, somebody pointed out on a forum.
Reverse Latin, wow. I mean, Latin's hard to read as it is, but reverse Latin, wow, that's going pretty far. So
I have no idea. But there you go.
I mean, if that person knows Latin and he can read it, he can read Latin in reverse, then kudos to that man there.
It's fucking awesome. You know, when it comes back up, you see the lantern all in the ring, and then like smoke just starts coming out of the middle of the ring with
lantern,
with that hologram projection going into it. I couldn't make out what the projection was. It looked like Bray Wyatt to me, but some people have said it's Sister Abigail, and I've looked it back a few times, and I really can't make it out now.
Could have been. I couldn't really make it out either. It looked a cross between a woman in a long dress or some sort of like ghostly ghoul, like kind of some sort of like ghost like thing, or some sort of like floating man or something. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's supposed to be Sister Abigail, because obviously. Yeah.
And Dean Ambrose was like, "Are you gonna call?"
Yeah, exactly. But of course, got the cell in the ring. The Ghostbusters couldn't get in the ring, you know. So, but I mean, yeah. So they have this Bray Wyatt. It's obviously a big dramatic return. We've seen these solo promos for all three of them going over the course of 3 fucking weeks now. I was bored of seeing these bloody promos. You know, so finally Bray Wyatt comes back. This is a solo run of Bray Wyatt. He's already got a new theme, the Smoky Lantern, which I'm assuming was Sister Abigail. Dean Ambrose is all confused. What the fuck is going on? Bray Wyatt comes in, attacks Dean Ambrose. He doesn't do the Sister Abigail. He does some sort of power bomb. Seth Rollins covers him. Seth Rollins wins the match, obviously, and then he hits Sister Abigail, and then obviously it ends with Bray Wyatt. Thing. And I thought a few people didn't like that, but I thought it was fantastic. I thought having Bray Wyatt come back was good. You know, we already had a great match with Dean and Seth anyway. Having a clear winner probably wouldn't have been that interesting to watch. So having Bray Wyatt's return, so I'm assuming, you know, Seth Rollins on Raw said, "I'm done with Dean Ambrose now." So obviously we're going to get a Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt feud, which obviously we know is good because only one of the members doing the Shield versus the Wyatt family. We know they had great matches there anyway. So yeah, so a good finish, a really good finish to a really good match. I enjoyed the match. It had some good table spots, some good chair spots. This match felt like Hell in a Cell. It honestly felt like what Hell in a Cell should be, whereas Orton and seeing this match just felt like I probably should have fell asleep. You know, so it didn't really feel overly that bad. So what would I give the rating? I would give WWE Hell in a Cell 2014, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10? I go for 7 out of 10 myself.
7? Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, 7. I gave it 5 because.
But like I say, I don't know whether it's just because I actually enjoyed the pay-per-view, or it's just, you know, I was just so like ecstatic about Cena and Orton not being the main event that, you know, and Bray Wyatt turning up in an awesome way.
In fact, Bray Wyatt's return probably nips up a little bit. Otherwise, I probably would have given it about. About 4.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I was a bit annoyed that we didn't have I was hoping Ambrose would win, then, you know, this rivalry could be over. But obviously, what they're going to do, they're going to keep all of it. Probably wait till WrestleMania to finish it off properly. Yeah.
Well, the rivalry. Well, no, I think the rivalry's actually ended, man. I mean, like.
No. That's like the hottest rivalry they've had all year. So they're going to. Well, apart from maybe Daniel Bryan, but they're basically going to. It's obvious that's why they gave us a dusty finish with Dean Ambrose didn't win at all. Yeah. They did it with Daniel Bryan last year, you know, with Bray Wyatt. You know, put him in a program for a couple of months just to.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I mean, Seth Rollins on Raw said he's done with Dean Ambrose. He's done with him. He's proven everything he needs to, which
that's just him saying, right? Yeah.
That's probably him just being a cock tease, you know, just like saying, I'm done, you know. But
that's basically him saying to the audience, we're not doing the Seth Rollins Dean Ambrose rivalry at least for a month or two now. So.
I mean, if they had a match at WrestleMania, I'd fucking welcome that. Yeah, honestly, I think that would be a really good thing. But I wouldn't even venture seeing Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania anyway, because that's a good feud as well. You know, so it's gonna work out really well. I gave it basically a 5 because I thought there was some good solid working in this pay-per-view, but many times I felt quite bored. I felt quite, bored. I felt bored watching the tag team. I didn't feel the Divas match lived up. The Bella Twins match lived up. Russo's match, again, it's probably what could be said the same old shit, but again, obviously it still lived up. The Cesaro match, I was disappointed with, regardless of the backstage bullshit on him anyway. So they got Miz and Sheamus again, just same old shit again. Orton and Cena, well, I wasn't expecting great things out of there. Tag team match, kind of same ball, and then of course Dean and Seth I think Dean and Seth was exactly what everyone wanted. I don't think anything could have been done better in that match. The spots were good, how it started was good, the end was good. It was just a perfect match, you know. Like I have a list of DVDs I put on of all favourite kind of matches, and I'm probably going to be adding that to the list. So yeah, there we go. Right. So this is the after the podcast. We finished talking about the thingy. So now we're going to talk about a few little more things before we go. I'm just going to check the time very quickly. We're at 50 minutes, so we're going to have to be fast. Right, so 3 other things. Next thing, we did say about going on a break for Survivor Series. Apparently that is now not going to happen. We will be doing Survivor Series and probably TLC as well. I'm not going to explain why, because obviously it's Jack's personal life. But yeah, so we will be...
Who's the Jack person you talk of? I am Pete, the metalhead.
Alright, Pete, whatever. But yeah. Yeah, so we are going to be here for that, so that's good to know. I was going to take down notes anyway. Right, the WWE app, the WWE Network is launching tonight. It is now Monday the 3rd of November. It's launching tonight. When this goes up on YouTube anyway, it probably won't be Monday anyway, so it would have already launched. It's already been launched, but obviously it's launching tonight anyway at 8 PM. So that's going to be good. That's something to look forward to. Hopefully it will be. They've said that they're giving us Survivor Series for free. Excuse me, my voice is going funny. They've also said that the Xbox 360 and the consoles are not getting it to November later on, November 16th, which kind of a little bit sucks, but you know, but there we go. I've got a laptop and obviously you've got a computer anyway, so there we go. So the question is, do you think we're going to have all the content that the US one's got, or do you reckon we're just going to be stuck with some, you know, I mean like...
apparently we are going to have it on an over-the-top basis, as they call it, but I think because they're having the reason why they took so long, because they're having like problems with Sky, because I think Sky was like, nah, you can't do this, motherfucker, you know.
Yeah, I know they had problems with it, but they've sorted that out now, apparently.
Yeah, so now we're going to get a proper over-the-top basis, hopefully. Well, we'll find out in an hour's time, won't we? So, yeah.
In an hour's time, fuck me. Well, apparently it's just go on the WWE website and sign up, or any normal person will do that, but
as long as it should be alright, as long as it doesn't turn out to be, you know, they say it's going to be awesome this, and then it turns out to be a pile of shite, like WWE 2K15. What a shock.
It's not a pile of shite.
It's it promised all these awesome new things, and the last gen version, they've cut out everything that they've promised. It's worse than 2K14.
Okay, alright, fuck it. Alright, I don't care if the podcast goes over it. Right, fuck it, we go to the podcast. Right, I want to talk about, I want to get stuff off my chest about people being criticising this game to fucking shit, and you've just kind of backed up what those people have said. But a little bit agree with me, I would agree a little bit. Did you just say no?
I said yeah.
yeah, fuck you. No, a little bit, I would agree with a little bit of what you just said about the whole, like, they've completely cut everything off the last gen. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. Anyway, before we go into that, the reason I'm not condoning the network won't be good. It will be good. I'm more aligned about the 8 PM website. Millions of people are probably going to be trying to sign up at the same time. The servers are probably going to go crazy, as it is anyway. So, so screw that. Another thing I've read, apparently Daniel Bryan does not need another surgery on his neck. Apparently, does not need another surgery. He was set for a January return, that was then pushed back, but now apparently he's good to go. So again, he's not said anything, no obviously return dates have been said still, obviously, but apparently he doesn't need a second surgery, so I'm thinking Royal Rumble surprise return, maybe.
Please, I really hope that's the case. That'd be awesome.
Maybe even winning the Royal Rumble, because I don't think he's won one. So get it back in the shrine. Yep, hopefully Royal Rumble return. I think it's obvious at really this point anyway. If he wants to come back before, then that's good. But WWE is quite a little bit suffering without him at the moment, you know. So again, bad news Barrett again. Apparently he's set for a November return. Apparently his arm is doing a lot well anyway, so he's set to come back. Right, now, this 2K15 thing, right, now I'm assuming you haven't got the game, have you?
No. I just I've seen all the videos on the interwebs, and also reviews by actual websites and shit, not just people's hearsay. Yeah, I mean... And it's just I only discovered about a month before it was supposed to be released. Because I had a quick look on the WWE 2K15 website, and I was there's all new NXT, career mode. You start with NXT and go up to the main roster and all this stuff. All this awesome shit they've been promising. I was like, cool. And it said, PS4 and Xbox One only. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah. Now I knew about that anyway before it even come out. I knew that we were going to get something a little bit different. Apparently, that the NXT one they were going to use claws on the Xbox One version, and obviously not the 360 version. I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But what I'm pissed off about is, they have pretty much everything that gives 2K15 a boner. They've just pretty much just given the 360 version and the PS3 version erectile dysfunction. They've taken away a lot about it, but I'm not saying the game is shit. The game is actually not too bad. It's not just because it's had all the cool stuff taken away doesn't mean it's a terrible game. Trust me. And if you played the game yourself, you probably may or may not agree. I don't know. Did you play 2K14?
I did, and the problem with that is I really like 2K13, and I realised I was just playing the same bloody game. With
a little bit.
And that was the problem. That's why I've been waiting for fucking. And it seems to develop two different versions. The next gen version, which is yet to come out, and basically with the new system and the new engine and shit. And from the looks of it, they've just used the old engine for the last gen console. So I mean. And everyone's still hoping on on the internet. Fingers crossed, they're going to release a PC version. Very doubtful, but I really hope they do. And if they do release a PC version, now knowing that like the console version is cut down to fuck, who knows? The PC version will probably be that fucking cut down console version, which will fucking suck balls. No offense to ye who spent hard earned cash on it.
No, it's alright, man. A lot of PC gamers out there, you're one of them. I mean, they bring these games to the Wii, and that's pretty much a dead console anyway. I mean, who the fuck gets games of the Wii anymore? I mean, who gets big games like Call of Duty out for the Wii when they've got Xbox without? No offense to any Nintendo players out there. I love my Nintendo. It was good back in the day, but now I need to move along because it's a dead horse. But there we go. Anyway, so the game isn't too bad. It really is. I know it's. I mean, the NXT on the 360 mode is basically you just have 4 matches in NXT and that's it. You don't get the career mode. And yes, it is a little bit. It does a little bit. I'm not one for all the graphics. Regardless, I'm not one that cares about it. It's all about graphics because it's not. I mean, but okay, yes, obviously the gameplay.
It's not so much just graphics. It's like because the engine is basically the old one that fucking THQ has used for the last like 5 games.
Yeah, which that's what I'm disappointed about because 2K15 a little bit just feels like 2K14.5. The layout's still the same. They've got new moves. The way they do the moves is now more realistic. The way they land on the mat is a little bit more better. So there are some.
Yeah, and it turns out basically that stuff, it's for the next gen versions, which is a bit of a cuntish thing to do, really. But well, what can you do?
What? Hang on. Sorry, what things are for that?
The things you mentioned, then.
I think
the improved engine, the videos I've been seeing, like that they've actually posted out of like the next gen version. Also, there's the next gen version, the creator wrestler. You can actually take a photo of your own face and put it on the wrestler.
Really?
Yeah. It's the creator wrestler apparently has been cut down from less than what it was in 2K14.
Why make a game for both consoles if you're just going to make the other one look shit and make the other one pick up the other one?
Because when the last gen you swap over and the SmackDown 2007.
Yeah.
I had it on PS2 originally, and we made it go on Xbox, and I got it on Xbox. There was literally next to no difference graphic wise.
Yeah.
It was like slight better frame rate on the Xbox One. It was just like
I never had the Xbox. I had the PS2 to be honest. Then I swapped to obviously Xbox over. But go on.
And that's what should have happened here. It should have just released a graphically less superior version on the last gen
exactly.
Rather than fucking
2K15. All it should have been, it should have had all the same features as Xbox One, but it's just the graphics were just shit. Obviously, a little bit more downgraded. That's what it should have been. But what they haven't done is they've made it look completely bollocks on the 360. Still charge us £40 anyway. Then £15 for a fucking season pass, which I paid for, but only because we get paid. But there we go. And now it just makes you think that everyone's getting it for 360, just getting a limp dick. Oh no, don't get the limp dick one. Get the massive big porn star penis one, which is on the next gen console. Well, no offense, but I can't afford. Not everyone can afford the next gen fucking console. So it's unfair to these last gen consoles. But even look at Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 is coming out in a few weeks' time. I'm definitely going to be getting that. But there's going to be no difference. I can guarantee no difference between the two of them. Old gen and next gen Far Cry 4. Only difference is the graphics. I can guarantee they've not changed really anything really in the gameplay. But they've I just don't like that. And what's pissed me off even more is that I'm disappointed in 2K, because 2K, especially if you take THQ did a fucking poor job of taking over these WWE games. Now we've got 2K, someone who knows how to run a sports game. They do the NBA games, they do the basketball games, they do any other of those games. I don't play those games, but yeah, I thought, okay, 2K's taking over. These are going to be a fucking much better games. And like you said, they've just taken the same engine from the last game and used it over. It's like they couldn't be arsed. It's like it says, right, well, let's be arsed with the next gen version. Fuck the latest gen version. That's basically what's been said. Well, anyway, we're running low on time anyway, but I just thought we'd just mention that anyway. A few fuck-ups with audio mics and stuff, and me obviously laughing too much. Sorry. But it's just...
You should have said that, Raven. I covered for you by saying it was a mic fuck-up.
I know, there was a mic fuck-up a little bit. My mic actually did cut out a little bit while you were talking, but still.
It's too late now, I can't edit this bit out.
No, editing. Shut up.
You're going to look like a fool. Anyway.
I sound like a fool anyway. But there we go. Yeah, so I'm a little bit on. But regardless of 2K kind of giving the bigger dick to the next gen console, the one on 360 isn't too bad. It isn't what everyone's making out it to be. You know, it's playable. It's tolerable. It's not like watching a better match for 24 hours. It really isn't. It's not a too bad game, you know. But obviously, if you've got a next gen console and a last gen console, then obviously I would recommend getting it. Probably on the next gen. But I mean, like, obviously, like, there we go. It's not that much pile of poo. It's really, really not. I can see why IGN gave it like a 6 or 5 point out of 10. I can kind of see why now, but there we go. It's not that bad. Anyway, thank you everyone again for leaving in. Like anything we said about anything tonight, please, like, favourite, do whatever, comment us, them. Thank you for listening in. This has been obviously our thoughts and feelings on Hell in a Cell. We will see you again for Survivor Series, isn't it? And when is that?
Yep.
November.
I'm not sure the exact date of it. We can safely assume 4 weeks after Hell in a Cell. So
so it's pretty much soon. We're getting it for free. Well, any new network members getting it for free. So hopefully me and Pete will be watching it for free. So that's just obviously get. So that'd be good.
Yeah.
So we'll see you all then. Take care.
Bye bye.